Yo, 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 this is Mr. O. Yo, this is Mr. O. And today we're going to learn about dividing radicals. Okay. What if the. Yo, 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 this is Mr. O. And today we're going to learn about dividing radicals. What if we're dividing an expression or a radical by another radical? How does it change? How does it impact our work? And that's what we're going to learn today. So dividing radicals, you have here are some steps. Divide the coefficients, the basic one. Then use the quotient rule. What is quotient rule? If you remember what's quotient rule here is that, for example, if I have x to the 5 divided by x to the 4th, we will subtract the 5 and the 4, and the answer there will be x to the 1. Okay, that's how the quotient rule works. Simplify the resulting radical. So simplify as much you can after you apply quotient rule. Okay, so here's example number 1. So again, divide the quotient. What's 12 divided by 2? 12 divided by 2 is equal to 6. Okay. Very simple. Now, since this one here, the index here is 2 and 2, they're the same index, I can simplify 160 divided by 5. What's 160? Since they have the same index, you can divide them. So 160 divided by 5 will give me 32. So this will give you 6 square root of 32. Now, after you simplify it, applying the quotient rule there, you can break down the 32. 16 and 2, 4 and 4. So therefore, I have a pair of 4. So the 4 goes outside, multiplied to the 6. That will give me 6 times 4 square root of 2. The answer now is 24 square root of 2. Kaboom. Example number 2. What if we have 36 with a fourth root of 1250 divided by the coefficient of 9, fourth root of 2. Again, we will simplify whatever we can. 36 and 9 is equal to 4. And they're both the same index, so I'm going to put fourth root of 1250 divided by 2. 1250 divided by 2 is 625. Fourth root of, oh, that's ugly, fourth root. 625. And we know we can break down the 625 to 625 divided by 25 is 25 and 25. 25 is 5 and 5. 25 is 5 and 5. Since the index is 4, we need to group them into 4. So the answer there is 5 and goes with 4. 4 times 5 is 20, and the answer is 20. There will be no more radical sign here because all the 5 were used. Okay? Thank you. Why did I say thank you? I don't know. Example number 3. Cube root of 7x to the 5th divided by 64y6. Now here we're involving radical and there's no coefficient outside. Okay. So what do we do here? Okay. So we can break them down per every side. The numerator side, 7x to the 5th, divided by the cube root of the denominator side, 64y6. Let's break down. 7 cannot be break down. It's just 7 there. So leave it cube root of 7. Unlike the x, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I can group 1x there. So x will come out and x squared will remain inside. Over 64. 64 can be break down to 16 and 4. 16 is 4 and 4. And that's one group of 4 there. So a 4 will step out. Y6, Y1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, two groups of y, so y squared. There's no more radical sign in the denominator sign, and there's nothing you can cancel here, and that's the answer. Kaboom. Now, when rationalizing denominator, the meaning of this one here is that you are not allowed to have a square root or radical sign in the denominator area because it doesn't simplify it. You have to simplify it. And in order for you to do that one, you have to rationalize it. So there are cases that the denominator, okay, this should be denominator. Denominators are just monomial, and there are cases that is binomial. So what happened there? When the denominator is only monomial, multiply the numerator and the denominator again. Denominator by the radical. The meaning of that one is that if we have 8 over square root of 2, that's a monomial. This is a monomial here. So I'm going to multiply the numerator and the denominator by that radical. Okay? So, and that's how you rationalize it. Okay? Binomial denominators. This time, when you have a binomial in your denominator, so what if this is 8 over, let's say, 3 minus square root of 2? Multiply the numerator and denominator by the conjugate. What's conjugate? Conjugate is the same expression but opposite sign in the middle. So look at your denominator is 3 minus square root of 2. I'm going to multiply the numerator by 3 square root of 2 and the denominator by 3 square root of 2. The conjugate should have opposite sign. This is not minus here, so this will be plus and plus there. And you're going to work from there, okay? And that's how you get the conjugate. Again, one more time. Conjugate of 4 minus square root of 3 is 4 plus square root of 3. That's the conjugate. Or if I have 8 square root of 8 plus 7, the conjugate of that one is square root of 8 minus 7. Okay? The middle sign of the expression should flip or change. Okay? So let's do this one now. Example number 4. We have a monomial denominator here, and it's a square root of 5. So what do I need to do here? I need to multiply the numerator by square root of 5, and this one here by square root of 5. And this will give me 3 square root of 5. Okay. Now remember, guys, the invisible number here is 1. What's 1 times 2 is going to be 2. Square root of 5 times square root of 5 is just going to be 5. Why is it 5? Because square root of 5 times square root of 5 is square root of 25, and that will give us a 5. Okay. Now, again, we want to make sure that you know that you cannot cancel this because one is square root of 5, one is a 5. Okay. So just simplify them. 3 square root of 5 is just 3 square root of 5, and 2 times 5 is going to be 10, and that's the answer. Kaboom. So I have here 3 square root of 8 minus square root of 6 all over square root of 12. So it's a monomial denominator. So I'm going to multiply by square root of 12 and square root of 12. And you can distribute the square root of 12 to the 8 and to the 6. Take note, they have the same index. The index here is 2, 2, 2. Okay, so that's possible. That will give us 3 square root of 12 times 8 will give us 96 minus 6 times 12 is going to be square root of 72 over square root of 12 times square root of 12 is going to be square root of 144 or just going to be 12. Okay. Next, now we break down the 96. Okay. 96 can be broken down to what? 96 and 4 is 4 and 24. 24 is 4 and 6. There you go. I know I'm going to have 4 square root of 6. If I know the 4 will step out and I have a 3 as a coefficient, that becomes 12 now, square root of 6. Next, 72. If I break down the 72, I have 36 and 2, and 36 is 6 and 6. I have a pair of 6 there, so that becomes 6 square root of 2 over 12. Okay. Now, you have to understand that this 12 here and this 6 here are all divisible by 12. We do not pay attention to the radicand. We do not care if they're all divisible by 6 or 12. We care about the coefficient. So 12 and 6 and 12 here are all divisible by 6 here, and by 6 here. That will give us a 2 square root of 6 minus 1 square root of 2 all over 2. And again, I'll repeat, you cannot cancel this one here, okay? Now, we're dividing here now with a binomial. The denominator is 4 minus square root of 2. Again, the rule here is that you multiply it by the conjugate. So 4 plus square root of 2 divided by 4 plus square root of 2. So now here you're going to distribute this 4 there. That will give us 16 plus 4 square root of 2. And here, the bottom one, you will do FOIL. 4 times 4 will be 16. 4 times square root of 2 is positive 4 square root of 2. Negative square root of 2 times 4 is negative 4 square root of 2. Negative square root of 2 times square root of 2 is negative square root of 4. But that square root of 4 will just going to be 2. Okay. If you notice, guys, here, our denominator, this will cancel. And that's the idea of rationalizing by its conjugate, because the denominator will cancel out. So this will give you now 16 plus 4 square root of 2. This cancel out, so 16 minus 2 is going to be 14. And again, look at the triangle here. 16, 4, and 14. All of them are divisible by 2. So the answer is 8 plus 2 square root of 2 over 7. And that's the answer. Kaboom. Next. 8 minus square root of 6 divided by 3 plus 4 square root of 6. And again, I'm going to multiply it by its conjugate. The conjugate here is 3 minus 4 square root of 6. 3 minus 4 square root of 6. So 8 times 3 will give us 24. 8 times 4 square root of 6. Again, you're going to multiply the coefficient of 4, negative 4, and 8. That will give you negative 32 square root of 6. And then inside, negative square root of 6 times 3 is negative 3 square root of 6. Negative square root of 6 times negative 4 square root of 6, that will give you negative 4, because there's a 1 here, so that's going to be positive 4. Negative 1 times negative 4 is positive 4. Square root of 6 times square root of 6 is just going to be 6. Now the bottom portion here will be 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times negative 4 square root of 6 is negative 12 square root of 6. 4 square root of 6 times 3 is another 12 square root of 6. And 4 square root of 6 times negative 4 square root of 6. 4 times negative 4 is going to be negative 16. Square root of 6 times square root of 6 is just going to be 6. Again, you will see that this portion here cancel. They're opposite, because that's the idea of the conjugate. So now combine the like terms. We know 4 times 6 is going to be 24. So if that's 24 and have 24 here, that will give you 48. Negative 32 square root of 6 and negative 3 square root of 6 are like terms. So that will be negative 35 square root of 6 all over 9. But we have 16 times 6, that will give us 96, negative 96. 9 minus 96 will give us negative 87. And is there anything we can do with 48, 35, and 87? Uh, they're all divisible by 3 here. So 48 divided by 3 is going to be 16. Hold on. My bad. 35 is not divisible by 3, so therefore that's the answer already. Some teachers, they do not like to have a negative denominator, so what you need to do there, make the 87 positive and make the 48 negative, and the negative 35 by positive, and that's the answer. Okay, and I hope you learn how to divide radicals. Okay, as always, kaboom.